Discover the incredible secrets of plants. 7 heartwarming facts that transform your sleep forever. Emma stared at the screen, heart racing, as her world felt heavy and dark. Every morning dawned like a ghost of her father, his laughter echoing in the shop, the scent of blooming flowers filling the air. With the early spring sun spilling over faded storefronts, it was hard to believe her family's beloved flower shop was slipping away. Time didn't heal wounds, it just dug them deeper. Each petal she tenderly touched in her small vine-covered shop connected her to a memory. The way her father taught her to nurture life through flowers was etched in her heart. "They can brighten anyone's day, Em," he'd say, humming while arranging a bouquet with the vibrant reds and yellows of spring in his hands. But with his passing, laughter had withered, leaving only anxious whispers. These days, her shop felt lonely. The once bustling street of Maplewood had quieted. Thunderous aisles of joy became a faint echo, chased away by looming storefront closures. As she meticulously checked inventory, dread filled her chest at the sight of empty vases gathering dust, a powerful reminder that her father's legacy was fading, just like the hues of her flowers. She longed to make a change. Searching for solace, Emma dived into researching plants, only to tumble upon astonishing facts that seemed obscured by the mundane. Each flower held a story and a secret, plants that could soothe sleeplessness, ease stress, and heal pain. Lily of the Valley eased anxiety, while lavender wrapped you in calmness. With each fact, hope surged through Emma. It ignited a spark within, an idea that could reconnect her to the heart of Maplewood, a community event. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As word spread, there was a spark of excitement and renewal. But just as Emma's heart filled with promise, the news came crashing down like ice. A corporate giant planned to bulldoze her cherished garden, setting a televised parking lot right where her father's flowers had bloomed for generations. Her heart ached as she realized the battle ahead. The lifeblood of her father's legacy was at stake, and it wasn't only her fight, it was for the entire town that too had seemed to wither. That spring evening, neighbors gathered in her garden, an assortment of worried faces ready to stand by her side. They exchanged stories, woven with dreams, quick moments that open-heartedly helped them forget their struggles. Emma felt every gaze upon her, a torrent of collective worries pooled together. She could feel the pressure, but she also caught glimpses of courage flashing in eyes now fueled by community spirit. Emma stood taller, taking a deep breath as the moment pressed on her shoulders. Could love rally against greed? Together, would they choose to cherish their past over a cold, profit-driven future? That night, as the stars twinkled above her garden, Emma found herself at a crossroads, the roots of her father's legacy tangled with her hope. What would she choose? The next morning, a restless energy filled the flower shop as Emma set to prepare for the meeting with her neighbors. She moved quickly, her hands sorting through vibrant flower petals, but her mind was clouded with worry. The thought of losing the shop, a space that felt like an extension of her father, drove a spake through her heart. The familiar scent of fresh blooms wafted around her, mingling with the faint memory of her father's laughter. It was both comforting and heartbreaking. As her fingers brushed over the leaves, she could almost hear his voice again, encouraging her not just to nurture the plants, but to nurture the community they brought together. With each bouquet she arranged, Emma poured her heart into it, hoping to weave strength and hope into the petals. The day of the community meeting arrived, and a warm excitement buzzed in the air. People filled her shop, Friends, neighbors, and even some faces she didn't recognize. Everyone seemed to be touched by her father's legacy, as if the flowers themselves brought them there. Emma stood before them, her heart pounding. She caught whispers and exchanged glances, but something deep within her felt they were all there for more than just flowers. They were there for something greater. "Thank you all for coming," Emma began, her voice shaking. "I never thought I'd need to ask for your help like this." She gestured to the empty vases lining the walls, her throat tightening. "But we're in a fight to save this place, to save what my father built." Emma explained the threat from the corporate giant, the parking lot that would take away the garden, the heart of Maplewood. As her words flowed, she saw concern etched on their faces. The room was thick with tension, but slowly, whispers of shared memories began to swirl through the air, each person sharing a story of love or comfort tied to a flower or a garden. When a neighbor, Mrs. Jensen, spoke up, her voice quivered but was steady. "We still have our memories," she said softly, "but we need to keep the shop alive. An empty building can't tell our stories." She looked around, searching for agreement. One by one, hands shot up. Determination poured from the crowd, igniting a fire in Emma's heart. They began brainstorming ideas: fundraisers, flower sales, community workshops. Each suggestion lifted Emma's spirit higher. What started as a shadow over their community was transforming into a beacon of unity. Emma could see it now. Together, they could rally and fight for the roots that connected them all. Before long, they settled on a Save the Garden festival, a day to fill the street with laughter, flowers, and hope. The air was electric with excitement, and for the first time in a while, Emma felt a glimmer of her father's spirit around her, urging her forward, reminding her of the importance of community. But just as Emma was about to thank everyone, a knock on the door interrupted the evening's warmth. There stood a tall man in a suit, an emblem of the corporation shadowing the shop. His presence sent a ripple of tension through the room. "I was hoping to speak with you, Miss Harris," he said coolly, sweeping his gaze across the gathering crowd. "I hear you're planning an event." Emma's heart sank. Who knew what his intentions were? Panic coursed through her, but she steadied herself. The fight was just beginning. What would he say? What would this mean for the festival? As anxious murmurs filled the shop, Emma felt that same question return to her mind. Could love truly rally against greed? Emma's pulse quickened as she locked eyes with the man in the suit. There was no mistaking his authoritative stance. He exuded a confidence that made the room collectively inhale. She glanced around, searching for support in the faces of her neighbors, their own expressions mingling confusion with concern. "What do you want?" Emma asked, her voice steadier than she felt. She stepped forward, determined not to let him intimidate her. The vibrant colors of the flowers seemed to dim in comparison to his shadowy presence. "We need to talk about your festival," he replied, his tone smooth, almost persuasive. "It's commendable that you want to unite the community, but it would be wise to think about what you're up against." "Are you here to threaten us?" someone from the back shouted, earning a nod of agreement from others. Emma could feel the room tighten, each heartbeat like a drum. The man raised his hands in mock surrender, but his smile didn't reach his eyes. "Not at all. I simply want to offer you a deal." He paused, allowing the tension to build. "If you back down from your festival plans and allow us to proceed with our development, we could ensure that your shop stays open, at least for now." Emma's heart sank. "You think you can buy our silence? This place is more than just a shop. It's a part of our community." She could feel the energy in the room shifting. Some people shifted in their seats, while others exchanged uncertain glances. Could the threat of losing everything send them crumbling? He shrugged casually, as if dismissing her passion. "Look, Miss Harris, you can fight this, but it's not going to end well for you. Let's face reality. Our corporation has the resources. You don't. Maybe we don't have your resources, Emma countered, her voice now rising with newfound fire. "But we have something you'll never understand. Community. People who care. This shop is built on love, memories, and a promise to one another. We won't let it die without a fight." Suddenly, the crowd rallied behind her, a palpable energy rising like the flowers themselves, pushing against the darkness the man brought with him. "You don't know us," Mrs. Jensen called out, her voice strong. "We may be small, but we're mighty. You can't just come in here and wave your money around thinking you can own us." Emma felt a spark ignite in her heart. That fight, the spirit of defiance that seeped through her neighbors, blossomed into determination. "We're going to have that festival, and you can be sure we'll be fighting for every inch of this garden." The man's smile faded, replaced by an expression of annoyance. "You might want to reconsider," he replied coldly. "This isn't over." With that, he turned on his heel and left the shop, the door slamming shut behind him, causing the vases to rattle. A moment of stunned silence hung in the air. Then, as if a weight had lifted, the noise of chatter erupted, fueled by adrenaline. Emma took a deep breath, absorbing the warmth and love that enveloped her. "Okay, everyone," she said, holding up her hands to quiet the room. "We have our work cut out for us. Let's make this festival the best it can be." Plans were set in motion. They grouped together in clusters, brainstorming ideas, each pulse of laughter and creativity a thorn in the side of the corporate giant. Emma smiled as she saw the hope shining in their faces. Maybe, just maybe, they could do this together. But as Emma turned back to her work, a nagging fear took root. Would their love and unity be enough against a cold, calculated corporation? The thought lingered in her mind, heavier than the smell of the blooms surrounding her, and as she closed up the shop that night, she knew this was only the beginning. What dark secrets lay ahead in their fight? The following days passed in a blur of vibrant energy and chaos. Emma found herself swept up in a whirlwind of preparations for the festival. Her shop transformed into a hub of creativity, the scent of fresh flowers mixed with the sound of laughter. Each banner they designed, each arrangement they put together, filled the space with an electric anticipation. "Do you think we should add more lights?" Emma asked, glancing up from her notes as she watched Mrs. Jensen and a couple of kids stringing fairy lights around the shop. "Absolutely," Mrs. Jensen replied with a wide grin. "It'll light up the whole event, like a fairy tale." The children giggled, their excitement palpable. Emma couldn't help but join in the laughter, feeling a sense of camaraderie that bolstered her spirit. Each day they poured their souls into the festival planning, reminding Emma that while they might be small against the corporation's might, they were united in their passion. Yet, despite the joy, a persistent undercurrent of worry tugged at Emma. It wasn't just the looming threat of the corporation, it was the fear that perhaps they were building a castle in the air. With every cheerful face around her, she couldn't shake the dread that this could all come crashing down. One evening, as Emma stood outside her shop, the sun setting behind her, she spotted someone across the street. The man in the suit. He stood by his car, watching. Emma's heart skipped. She felt exposed under his gaze, as though he could see through her facade of confidence. "What's he doing here?" someone whispered beside her. "Should we—" "No," Emma interrupted, her voice firm. "We can't let him intimidate us. He's just hoping to find cracks in our spirit." As she turned back to the shop, a couple of her neighbors approached, sensing her hesitance. "You okay?" Mark, a local baker, asked, his brow furrowed with concern. "Just thinking," she replied, trying to brush his worry aside with a smile. "We'll be fine. This festival is going to be amazing." "Of course it will," Sarah chimed in. "We're in this together, right? Nothing can break that." But as the night grew darker and the laughter subsided, Emma lay in bed, her mind racing. Their plans were so grand, yet her intuition whispered doubts. Could they really stand against a corporation with seemingly limitless resources? Their unity felt like a comforting blanket, yet reality nipped at her heels. What if it wasn't enough? The following morning, Emma returned to the shop to find a few neighbors already gathered. The room buzzed with excitement, but her heart felt heavy. "Good morning. Let's go over the agenda for today," Emma began, attempting to rally everyone's spirits. Yet her voice faltered as they discussed the festival layout. Their enthusiasm painted a picture of colorful booths and laughter, yet buried in those plans was the shadow of what lay ahead. Suddenly, the door swung open, and one of the children from the neighborhood rushed in, panting. "Emma, you need to see this!" Without a thought, Emma and the group followed the child outside. What she saw made her breath catch in her throat. A huge billboard had gone up overnight across from her shop, announcing the corporation's development plans, complete with bold letters that screamed, "Coming soon." The possibility of losing everything rushed through her veins like ice water. Emma felt her neighbors tense beside her, their expressions turning anxious. She could feel the hope that had filled the air only moments ago start to waver. "Everyone," she said, her voice trembling yet resolute. "This isn't the end. It's just the beginning of our fight." What would they do next? The stakes were higher than ever, and Emma had to decide how. Far she was willing to go to protect her community. Emma watched as her neighbors' expressions shifted from panic to determination. A fire was igniting within them, mirroring the urgency that thumped in her own chest. She could feel the fear swirling around like a storm, yet it was laced with something stronger: resilience. "Let's gather at the park tonight," Emma proposed, her voice steadying. "We need to discuss our options. We can't just sit back and let this happen." Mark nodded. "We should rally everyone. We can make signs, tell people what's going on. The more voices, the better." "Exactly," Sarah chimed in, her eyes sparkling with youthful energy. "If we can get the neighborhood involved, we might just have a chance." Mark nodded. "We should rally everyone. We can make signs, tell people what's going on. The more voices, the better." "Exactly," Sarah chimed in, her eyes sparkling with youthful energy. "If we can get the neighborhood involved, we might just have a chance." As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an orange glow over the street, Emma felt a new sense of hope rising in her chest. They weren't just a group of individuals. They were a community, ready to fight for one another. After all, the festival wasn't just about celebrating. It was a turning point, a chance to show how much their small town mattered, how much they could achieve together. That evening, at the park, the air buzzed with anticipation. Neighbors gathered in clusters, each face a reflection of determination and unity. Emma stood in front of them, heart racing, overwhelmed by the support she felt washing over her. "Thank you all for being here," she began, her voice echoing in the twilight. "This billboard isn't just a threat to my shop. It's a threat to our community, our heart. We need to come together, be louder than ever before." The crowd erupted into whispers, voices lifting in solidarity. Ideas began to bounce around. A petition, a social media campaign, a community meeting to voice their concerns to the town council. Emma's heart soared with every plan shared, every face lit by the flame of rebellion. As people stepped forward to share their thoughts, something unexpected happened. An elderly woman with wispy gray hair raised her hand. "I remember when they tried to tear down the old bakery years ago," she said. "We fought back, and they backed down. Together we can do this again." Cheers filled the air, and Emma felt the weight of her worries begin to lift, if only just a little. "Let's make this festival not just a celebration, but a statement," Emma declared passionately. Let's showcase everything we stand for." With every word, the crowd rallied stronger, their resolve unfurling like the banners they would soon hang. But deep down, Emma still felt the small shadow of doubt creeping back. What if they lost? What if, despite their efforts, the corporation's power was too great? She pushed the thought aside, drowning it in the unity surrounding her. As the night progressed, the sky turned to a deep indigo, and the stars peeked through, twinkling like hopes waiting to be fulfilled. Emma could see them, the faces of people she had grown to cherish, each one driven by a shared dream of a thriving community. Suddenly, a shout came from the crowd. A young man waved an envelope high above his head. "I have a connection!" he shouted, excitement lacing his voice. "A lawyer who believes in small businesses and local communities. He might help us." Emma's heart raced. What kind of difference could this make? But an insistent voice in her mind asked, "But at what cost?" The energy in the park hummed with possibility, and Emma knew they had taken the first step. Yet, as they planned ahead, she couldn't shake the question. Were they ready for the fight that was coming? The next day came quickly, and a crisp breeze swept through the town, carrying the scent of adventure and determination. Emma awoke with the sun spilling through her bedroom window, illuminating the plans etched in her mind. She felt lighter, invigorated by the love and support of her neighbors. The previous night's gathering was just the beginning. She quickly dressed, her fingers falling over the fresh printouts of flyers from the night before. They were vibrant, filled with bold words and bright colors. "Defend our town" was splashed across the top. Below it, a list of everything they intended to do: marches, petitions, community meetings. Each word pulsed with the promise of change. She tucked the flyers under her arm and headed out. As Emma walked to her shop, the quiet of the morning was interrupted by familiar, cheerful greetings. Neighbors waved and smiled, but she could also see the worry behind their eyes. The billboard was looming, a constant reminder of the fight ahead. Yet, beneath the surface, there was a shared sense of determination, a collective breath before the plunge. When she reached her shop, she found Mark already there, setting up a presentation board with the community's ideas. The sight of him, busy and focused, sparkled hope in her heart. "Hey, Mark," Emma called, and he turned around, his face lighting up. "Morning, Emma. Ready for today?" His enthusiasm was infectious. "I am. I think we all are," she replied, glancing around the shop filled with reminders of her dreams, the quirky decorations, the shelves lined with handmade crafts. "What's on our agenda?" Mark grinned, pointing at a list on the wall. "We're meeting the other groups at noon to discuss the social media push, and we have the lawyer coming later. He seems really passionate about our cause." Emma nodded, her excitement building, yet a weight tugged at her chest. "Don't you think it's risky? What if the corporation's lawyers come back at us 10 times harder? What if—" "Emma," Mark interrupted gently, "we have to try. This is bigger than just us. Think of how much we could lose. This town deserves a chance to thrive." Somewhere deep inside, Emma knew he was right. The idea of giving up now felt unbearable. With renewed determination, she picked up her phone and began sharing their message online, encouraging others to join the fight. As she typed, she felt the familiar buzz of adrenaline course through her. Hours melted away, and the noon meeting rolled around, drawing a crowd of passionate faces together. The energy surged as people shared their stories about what the town meant to them, recounting memories that filled the air with an electric sense of unity. But then, they received news that the corporate representatives would be attending the upcoming town council meeting. The weight of that announcement settled like a storm. They weren't just going to battle for survival, they would face a professional team trained to crush any dissent. Emma could see the fear creeping back into her friend's eyes. Voices began overlapping, a mix of hesitation and doubt was palpable. "What if we don't stand a chance?" someone whispered amid the talk. "Wait," Emma said, stepping forward to amplify her voice. "If we've come this far, we can't back down now. We've already sparked a flame in our community. Let's use that fire." She could feel their eyes on her, searching for strength. This is our moment to show our resilience. Together, we are a force. As the cheers rose, Emma felt an unexpected surge of confidence. The battle before them was daunting, but this was also their moment to shine. Yet, deep in the back of her mind, a new worry settled. What would happen when faced head-on with the corporation? The meeting adjourned, leaving Emma with a swirl of hope and fear. They were preparing for a fight, but what surprises did the day hold? Would they truly be ready for the showdown? The questions loomed as she stepped outside, ready to face the day. The sun hung high in the sky, a bright sentinel as Emma stepped onto the sidewalk, her heart clashing with anxious rhythms. The laughter and chatter from her fellow townspeople echoed in her ears, but the reality of the corporate threat loomed over them like storm clouds. They had ignited a sense of community, but how long could that spirit withstand the pressures bearing down on them? She wandered to the park, the familiar sight grounding her. Children playing, birds chirping, the scent of blooming flowers filling the air. Each step brought her closer to clarity, like a puzzle slowly being pieced together. Could they really stand strong against the corporation, or were they merely prolonging the inevitable? As she reached the park, Emma spotted an older woman sitting on a bench, her hands folded on her lap. It was Mrs. Thompson, a beloved figure known for the stories and wisdom she shared with the community. Emma approached her, needing a reassuring presence. "Mrs. Thompson," she called, a smile breaking through her worries. "Mind if I join you?" "Of course, dear," the woman said, her voice warm like a favorite blanket. "I was just enjoying the day. How are you feeling about the meeting?" Emma took it, sitting beside her. "It's scary. The corporation isn't just some new kids on the block. They're powerful, and I worry we might not be ready for what's coming." Mrs. Thompson nodded seriously, her eyes glimmering with understanding. "Courage doesn't mean the absence of fear. It means standing up despite it. Remember, Emma, this town has fought before. We've weathered storms and emerged stronger." Emma felt a swell of warmth flood her chest. "But what if we lose? What if all of this is for nothing?" "Losing doesn't mean it was for nothing," Mrs. Thompson replied gently. "Change doesn't come easy. The heart of the fight is in connecting with each other. You've already done that, dear. Your spirit, your determination, it's contagious." Listening to Mrs. Thompson filled Emma with hope. She thought of all the people gathered at the shop, ready and willing to stand up for their town. "I guess we have more strength than I realize." "Absolutely," Mrs. Thompson said, her smile brightening. "And you have along with you more than just voices. You have love, memories, and a vision for the future. That's powerful beyond measure." Emma's thoughts drifted to her childhood memories of playing in those very park fields. People looked out for one another in this town, celebrating joys and sharing burdens. Perhaps, just perhaps, that was enough to surge through the coming tide. "I'll keep fighting," she declared, a renewed fire surging through her. "We can't back down now. I just wish I knew what tricks the corporation had up their sleeves." "Then you'll have to prepare yourself for those tricks," Mrs. Thompson said with a twinkle in her eye. "Knowledge is a shield as well. Why not invite a few of the knowledgeable folks from our past to help? History has a way of repeating itself. There's always a lesson in the echoes." Emma's heart raced at the thought. Surrounding themselves with history and wisdom could potentially arm them against their adversaries, a notion she hadn't considered before. They could learn from the past, plot a strategy, a roadmap to survival born from their shared experiences. Feeling a sense of purpose, Emma stood up, ready to take action. "I need to gather everyone again. I have an idea." Mrs. Thompson watched her, a knowing smile on her face. "Then go, Emma. Spread that fiery spirit of yours." As Emma hurried back to her shop, Her heart thrummed with both excitement and the weight of responsibility. She knew their next meeting could change everything, but the question was, would she succeed in rallying the community again and finding a way to outsmart the corporation before it was too late? Emma burst through the doors of the shop, her pulse racing. The familiar aroma of freshly baked bread intertwined with the stronger scent of brewing coffee surrounded her, making her feel grounded, just like the earth she fought for. She glanced around, noticing that several townsfolk were already mingling, discussing their own worries, but their faces lit up when they saw her. "Hey everyone, can I have your attention for a moment?" she called, her voice echoing off the walls. The chatter quieted as they turned towards her, curiosity glimmering in their eyes. "I know we're all feeling anxious about the corporation and what they could do to us," she started, her heart swelling with resolve. "But I have an idea that could turn the tide in our favor." A ripple of murmurs swept through the room. Emma knew she had their attention. She continued, "Mrs. Thompson suggested we reach out to those who have fought similar battles in the past, people who have wisdom about standing up to big corporations and keeping our community alive." A nod of agreement came from the corner, and Emma recognized Frank, the old librarian. "I can connect you with some of the retired school teachers and local historians. They've experienced this kind of struggle before," he volunteered, tapping his fingers against the table. The warmth that spread through Emma felt like a spark ready to ignite a fire. "Exactly," she replied, her excitement bubbling over. "If we can gather knowledge and stories, we'll be equipping ourselves with tools to fight back. We'll remind everyone of our shared history and how we're stronger together." Hesitation crept in from the back. A woman named Clara, standing with arms crossed, frowned and said, "That's all great, but what if what they have to say doesn't help? What if we still lose?" The room fell silent, the weight of Clara's words settling over them. They could lose. That was a reality no one wanted to face. But Emma took a breath, looking at her friends, her family. "Clara, I understand that fear. But even if we lost, we'd be fighting for something that matters. Our stories, our community, our way of life, they're worth fighting for." A murmur of agreement swept over the room once more, and Emma felt the energy shift. "We can do this. We'll reach out to our past and our present. We are going to have a gathering right here this Saturday. We can share experiences, strategies, and most importantly, we can strengthen our bonds." "Count me in," Frank said eagerly. "I can dig up some of the old newspaper articles about the town's fights before." "Me too," shouted a young man named Kevin, who had a knack for organization. "We can set up a way to share our stories, a forum for everyone to contribute." Hope wove through the group, lifting their spirits. They had each other's backs, and that unity was their shield. As the meeting wound down, Emma felt a rush of relief mixed with exhilaration. They were taking action. They wouldn't give up without a fight. With purpose in her step, she glanced at the group, reflecting a newfound energy before stepping outside into the fading light. But lingering in her mind was the nagging question: could they truly gather enough strength and wisdom to face the onslaught ahead? Just as she turned to head home, her phone buzzed in her pocket. Pulling it out, she noticed a message from an unknown number. It simply read, "I know what the corporation is planning. Meet me at the old mill tomorrow at noon." Emma's heart raced. She had no idea who was sending the message, but the urgency gripped her, the stakes now feeling exponentially higher. Would she dare to confront this mystery that could change everything? Emma stood there for a moment, the world around her fading as the intensity of the message consumed her thoughts. Who was this? What did they know? The old mill had stood for generations, a remnant of the town's past, but today it felt like a place poised to either help or hinder her future. With her heart thudding, she pocketed her phone and started toward home, her mind racing. As she trudged through the fading light, the shadows of the trees danced with her every step. The scent of the pine trees mingled with cool evening air, but that wasn't enough to shake the anxiety settling deep in her stomach. Should she go? What if it was a trap? Questions buzzed in her mind like angry bees. Back home, she paced the small kitchen, running her fingers over the cool countertop. The old mill, a place where laughter echoed during harvest festivals and whispers lingered after dark. People had shared drinks and stories there, just as they would soon in the shop on Saturday. Memories flickered in her mind, anchoring her to the community she loved. Her mother's voice broke the silence as she called from the living room. "Emma, you okay, honey? You look like you've seen a ghost." Emma hesitated, letting her mother's warmth wrap around her. "Just a lot on my mind, Mom. The meeting earlier. I got a strange message." "From who?" her mother asked, stepping into the kitchen, concern written across her face. "I don't know." Emma looked into her mother's eyes, searching for strength. "They say they know what the corporation is planning. They want to meet me at the mill tomorrow." "Emma," her mother said softly, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder, "you have to be careful. This could be dangerous." "I know, but I also know what's at stake. If they have information that can help us, we can't ignore it." Emma felt more resolute. She had a responsibility to protect the town and the people she loved. She couldn't back down now. Her mother sighed, rubbing her temples. "You always were stubborn. Just promise me you'll take someone with you." "I will," Emma replied quickly, her heartbeat calming at the prospect of bringing someone for support. "I'll ask Kevin. He's good at reading situations. If it feels off, we'll leave." That night, the stars twinkled overhead, their distant shimmer bringing her a sense of calm. But the amazing stories she'd heard from the townspeople began jumbling in her mind. She wanted to collect those stories, to weave them into a fabric of strength to counter whatever was coming. When the dawn broke, golden sunlight spilled through her window, bathing her room in warmth. Emma felt a renewed sense of purpose as she texted Kevin, looking forward to the ally he would provide. Silence filled the house with anticipation. As she readied herself, she thought of the gathering on Saturday and everything they would share. The community was counting on her. And just as she stepped out the door, she felt a thrill. This could either be the best decision she'd make or the beginning of something far more dangerous. With resolve, she made her way toward the mill, the weight of uncertainty heavy on her shoulders, but the promise of truth tugging her forward. What waited for her there could change everything, and she knew, regardless of the outcome, the fight was about to reach a new level. Would she come face to face with the answers they needed, or was this meeting a path toward doom? Emma's heart raced as she approached the old mill, where whispers of fate awaited her arrival. The old mill loomed in the distance, its time-worn facade sturdy yet battered by years and storms. As Emma stepped closer, her heart raced with anticipation and apprehension. She had always found comfort in this place, a sanctuary for her childhood dreams, filled with laughter and whispers. Today, that joy felt buried under weighty expectations. She moved cautiously, scanning the space for any sign of her mysterious informant. Just as she began to doubt her decision, the door swung open behind her, and in stepped Kevin, his expression eager yet cautious. "You made it," he said, adjusting his glasses as his eyes flickered around the dim room. "Yeah," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "But I still don't know what to expect. I just hope this leads us to something that can help our fight." Before they could delve deeper into conversation, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was a woman, older, with silver hair cascading like a waterfall around her shoulders, and eyes that sparkled with an intensity that felt both unnerving and thrilling. "Emma?" she asked, her voice steady, holding a weight of knowledge. Emma felt a shiver run down her spine. "Yes, I'm Emma Harris. You messaged me?" "I did," the woman replied, a small smile forming. "I'm Grace. I've been following your fight, and I believe I have the information you need to push back against the corporation." "Information?" Kevin interjected, his brow furrowed in curiosity. What do you know? Grace stepped closer, her demeanor transforming from cautious to passionate. This corporation has done this before. They seek to extinguish small businesses and erase communities like yours with threats and pressure. But I've seen how towns have fought back. You need to move strategically. Emma leaned in, her heart pounding. What do you mean? How do they operate? Grace paused, inspecting the two of them. They rely on fear and division. If you can unite your community, build bonds stronger than their intimidation, you'll have a fighting chance. I can guide you through the tactics, petition strategies, legal support, even social media campaigns. Emma nodded, a fire igniting within her again. We've already started a community meeting. We plan on gathering stories and support together to rally our power. Perfect, Grace smiled, her eyes glimmering with excitement. But you need a plan for the town council meeting. That's where they'll show their true faces. You have to prepare your pitch, articulate the significance of the garden, your father's legacy, and how it impacts not just you, but the whole community. Legacy, Emma whispered to herself, the word echoing through her mind. Kevin's eyes lit up as they exchanged glances. So, we can organize a concerted effort to gather support. Maybe have a few townsfolk speak about their connection to the shop. Emma felt determination flooding her veins. Yes, we need to show the council not just numbers, but faces, names tied to this place, memories woven into the fabric of this garden. The stories will breathe life into our cause. Grace beamed at their sudden newfound energy. But it's not just about the meeting. You need to start raising awareness beforehand. Create buzz around the festival, gather signatures, get letters of support flowing in from everyone. Show the council how much the community cares. As the plans began to solidify, Emma felt a sense of purpose enveloping her, a guiding light piercing through the clouds of uncertainty. They stayed at the mill for what felt like hours, sharing ideas, strategies, and hopes until the sun dipped low on the horizon. As they finally stepped outside, the air was crisp and the world around them appeared vibrantly alive. "Are you ready for this, Emma?" Kevin asked, eyes filled with both support and challenge. "Ready and determined," she replied firmly, glancing at the sky painted with warm hues of apricot and lavender. "With the community spirit behind us, we can face whatever comes next." Grace joined them, placing a hand on Emma's shoulder. "Remember, your strength lies in each other. The past is there to illuminate your path, and together you will thrive in this fight. I believe in you." That night, the atmosphere buzzed with electricity as Emma returned to her shop to share the news. The vivid recollections of a more vibrant Maplewood flooded her senses. Laughter rose again, life pulsating through every corner. She felt her father's spirit radiating warmth, urging her onward. With their community united, they prepared to confront the corporation. Emma knew their journey was just beginning, but hope had blossomed anew, and their power surged like roots grasping the earth. On the night before the town council meeting, together they infused every room of the flower shop with stories, memories, and determination. Each petal they arranged, every bouquet they prepared, became a testament to resilience. And when the day came, they stormed into that meeting with all the passion and warmth of a community ready to stand against the cold walls of greed. Together, as one heartbeat, they stepped onto the battlefield, clutching their memories, their dreams, and each other. Their garden had not just been about flowers. It was about family, community, and love, a legacy that could never be torn down. In that moment of unity, Emma knew love and community could indeed spark a beacon of hope strong enough to brighten the darkest shadows. The fight was theirs, and no matter the outcome, they would face it together as one. Now is the time for you to act. Do not let this moment pass. Subscribe immediately to the channel to not miss the next chapter in this inspiring story. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and keep the message alive. Comment your feelings about this incredible journey and share instantly this message with at least 5 friends who need to see how love conquers all. You need to show your support now. Don't wait, not even one more second, to change lives with your actions. Daisy, Heart, Deal.